rotting. The oranges are piled in their creosote dumps. They're flying you back to the Mexico border to pay all their money to wade back again. Here's a Woody song. In fact, the music was written by Martin Hoffman some years later. It's the true story of a plane crash that occurred in 1948 in which a number of migrant workers were killed. They were being deported back to Mexico after the fruit picking season, and it struck Woody that none of their names were mentioned in the newspapers. There are several verses, and there are lots of different versions of this. There's a well-known version that Bob Dylan and Joan Baez did. Arlo Guthrie has covered this. Bruce Springsteen regularly sings this in concert. The Highwaymen, which was a super group of Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, Chris Christopherson and Willie Nelson. There's a slick version that they did. And of course, there are variations in the chords that are used too, so no two versions are alike. I'm basing mine loosely on the Arlo Guthrie version. I'm going to put this in the key of C, that's what suits my voice, and there are three chords, C, F and G, or G7 I'll probably be playing, and we might squeeze a C7 in at some point as well. For F, if you're not fond of playing a bar chord like this, you could try this, a 4-string F. Start with a C chord and move that second finger up to the second fret of the 3rd string, and then the little finger can squeeze in behind the 3rd finger there on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. And just only strum the middle 4 strings. I'm just going to be strumming this, I'm not going to do any picking. I might pick the bass notes out a bit, but that would be a way to play a good enough F chord. But if you can make the full 6-string chord, then that's even better. 3 beats to the bar, and we've got... So I'm playing boom ching ching. So on a C chord, I'm picking the bass note on the 1st beat, and then loosely down, up on beats 2 and 3. That kind of a thing. In fact, just because I want a little bit of variety here, hi Novel, whenever I've got 2 bars of the same chord, I might do this. So what I'm doing here is picking the normal bass note, the 5th string for C. There are parakeets in the garden and my cat Norval's going crazy. Picking the 5th string on C for the 1st bar, and then in the 2nd bar, the 4th string, but I'm going to momentarily take off my 2nd finger and hammer it back on again. That kind of a thing. Can't always guarantee to hit those bass notes, but that works pretty well. When we get to G7, which we will, there's a point where there's G7 lasts for 2 bars, we could do a similar thing, but with that hammer on happening on the 5th string. Okay, so there are 4 lines, and depending on the version you hear, there are lots of places where you could add an extra bar just to kind of make the rhythm and the music and the story breathe a little bit. So I'm going to do that in the first couple of lines anyway. I'm going to play 2 bars of C, a single bar of F, and 2 bars of C again. So it's a 5-bar line, which is quite odd, but it works out. And I'm just going to play this mini F here because I'm only on it for a bar and then back again. And the first line, the crops are all in and the peaches are rotting. Okay, so rotting is rottening, and if you listen to early Bob Dylan, you'll see lots of these kind of idiosyncrasies that he's picked up as well. So rottening is what we've got. And I'm going to repeat exactly that for the 2nd line. The oranges are piled in their creosote dumps. Now, I'm not going to pick up every difference between every version, but on the Highwaymen version, they play creosote dumps. They go to a G there. Structurally, it might make a bit more sense, but the original version, the oranges are piled in their creosote dumps. That goes to F. Okay, so that's the first 2 lines. The 3rd line, I'm just going to have 4 bars, 2 bars of F, and 2 bars of C, and this time I am going to play a full F. They're flying you back to the Mexico border. And we finish off with another 5-bar line, 2 bars of C, G7 for a bar, and then 2 bars of C. pay all that money to way back again. Okay. In fact, the chorus begins on an F, so that's that last bar of C. I'm going to make that into a C7. Pay all that money to way back again. Okay. So the whole of the first verse. 1 and 2, and the crops are all in, and the peaches are ripening. The oranges are piled in their creosote dumps. They're flying you back to the Mexico border. Pay all their money to way back again. Goodbye. And we're into the chorus. We pick up the chorus with that F that we lead in from the C7 with 2 bars of F and 2 bars of C. Goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita. G7 for 2. Adios mis amigos, Jesus. And back to C. And the second of those is a C7. Jesus y Maria. Another 2 of F and 2 of C. You won't have a name when you fly the big airplane. And we finish off with 2 of C, and depending on the version, you hear this with the Joan Baez Bob Dylan version, for instance, I'm going to sit on G7 for 2 bars to create a bit of a pause. All they will call you will be deportees, and we finish on C until you're ready to go into another verse. So not all the versions of this will have that be deportees, 2 bars of that chord 5 there, but I think it makes sense. The whole of the chorus then. Goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita. Adios mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you fly the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportees. That really is everything there is. That's a nice simple one. In the playthrough, I'm going to put a 6-bar intro that's the same as the chorus, the end of the chorus. You would have heard that at the beginning. 2 of C, 2 of G7, and back to 2 of C, and then I'm probably going to sing 3 verses and 3 choruses, and I think I'm going to repeat the last line. I can't quite remember. I'm going to put the sheet music up for sale. Buy a copy of that. It'll make things easier for you to see it all clearly and beautifully laid out, and it helps me out too. All right, well, look, thanks for watching, and hopefully see you on the next one. 1 and 2 and... are all in, and the peaches are rotten. The oranges are piled in their creosote dumps. They're flying you back to the Mexico border. Pay all that money way back again. Goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita. Adios mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you fly the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportees. My father's own father, he waded that river. He took all the money he made in his life. My brothers and sisters come working the fruit trees. They rode the truck till they took down and died. Goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalita. Adios mis amigos, Jesus y Maria. You won't have a name when you fly the big airplane. All they will call you will be deportees. Oh, the sky plane caught fire over Los Gatos Canyon. Fireball of lightning Who are all these friends all scattered like dry leaves? Radio says they are just your tunes. Goodbye to my one, goodbye Rosalina. Adios, mi